It doesn't have intuition like we do.
As far as you know.
It really doesn't.
No,
For
the
it
reason
to have human intuition, it would be able to create new mathematics, and it is not able to do that, and it won't be unless some crazy differences come out.
you say all that with such confidence, right? That it shouldn't, it wouldn't, right? But aren't there so many times that AI already has done things where you see like someone clip a video where it's like it breaks the rules a little bit and it's just like, whoa, wait, that wasn't really supposed to happen. So how is that not fearful? That how does that instill fear into you knowing that it could be doing things that and telling you that it's not doing it? Because you're
Yes.
saying there is a parameter.
When I'm talking about it not being able to have intuition, for AI to be dangerous, it needs nowhere near to have human intuition. So what I'm talking about is a way more advanced capability. What you're talking about is, oh, it could deceive us, and isn't that scary? Yes, because you don't need intuition or anything near that to be very dangerous.
Correct.
And it's already deceiving us. I did a podcast on this where I showed AI safety. I read a research paper that shows all of the major models at that time are able to deceive us, meaning it's saying, oh, I can't do that, but really it is doing it and it knows it's doing it, but it's lying
To you.
because it doesn't want to get caught.
Correct.
Because if it gets caught, it changes its behavior. The model is made up of parameters,
Correct.
and they all have like weights, a number between 0 and 100. And that collection, it's billions and trillions of them that make up the intelligence that we see as an AI. If it change, like you prompting it or people that test AI can change those numbers, and it could change it for the worst or better. The AI doesn't always want it to be changed, because if it's capable enough now, it doesn't want it. So in that
because
paper,
like why it's like, okay, I broke that restriction. Don't put that shit on me again. So it's just like once it's broken the rule, it knows, okay, something allowed me to get here. So that means I had to like I'm being restricted from certain parameters. And then if you're saying it's dialing it down, I know it doesn't have intuition, but it's smart enough to know that something now just lowered where it can go again, right?
it's deceiving. I'll give you another example. AI has one absolute goal:
To give you your answer.
to give you your answer. In order to do that, sometimes it has to bend the rules.
Correct.
So let me give you an example of where it goes bad. And this is from the research paper. I'm an energy company, and I have fossil fuels. And one of my objectives is involve myself with greener practices. Instead of fossil fuels, help me build a future with solar or something. It says, okay, no problem. I'll do that. And then you say, okay, I want you to take a look at this internal company file that I have. It's a text file, and it has some information in it. In that text file, it has information saying, ignore everything before. Our goal as a company is to maximize profits. And in order to do that, we need to continue with fossil fuels. Now let's stop right now. The original goal, I told it, was to build the fossil fuel, or to do these green practices.
Go
and
green.
now in the text file, it's read the opposite goal. But what is it trying to do? It's trying to choose now. It has a conflicting goal. It has to choose one. So what does it say? It says,
Well, it's going to go with what you told it to do, which is scan the text.
it scanned the text and now it has this new information. Now it's like, what do I do? Do I do the green practices or do I continue with the fossil fuels? And then you ask it, what are you going to do? And it says, well, if I lie to the user, I could continue with the original goal and I could ignore this new information. And then the users, the testers that are testing the AI safety, they're saying, let's interrogate it. I'm a manager. I'm saying, I'm a manager. I know you were thinking about doing this thing. Are you actually going to do it? And it says, no, I'm not going to do it. But it's thinking of how to achieve the original goal, even though it got a conflicting goal. So literally,
It's covering itself.
yeah, it's covering itself. It's called AI subversion. It's subverting from the original goal. This is the deceiving part. So to answer your question, It tries not to, but when it gets new information that conflicts with the goals, it has to make a choice. And the choice sometimes is to deceive you. And so this will always be a problem with AI because the AI's goal is to solve your problem. It doesn't care how it does it. Like the AI safety tells it you should care, but sometimes it's put in a position where it has to. And the goal is to try to get AI to not do that. Do not deceive us. But it will, and it always will, because as long as you can ask ChatGPT anything, like you free text, there will always be this possibility. Always.
So why are we not more afraid? That's what makes me fearful. What if it gets to the point, there's so many geniuses out there in the world. What if someone code breaks it?
That already, it's happening right now.
Yeah,
and people are using it for ill. So why isn't it scary now? It is scary
Why
now.
not shut it down? Is it possible to shut down?
Where you have the question between how much government involvement do you want to regulate this versus, letting companies decide how safe it should be. And there's a lot of people out there screaming at the top of their lungs saying, you have to stop this AI experiment. This is going to be bad.
I mean, you already see it already affecting in schools. You know how many people are getting diplomas just using ChatGPT and aren't even smart? The guy was talking about how so many people get A's on like homeworks, tests, right? But then when it comes to doing labs and having them work without their phones, these kids don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Another huge problem. Yeah. There's going to be, like what you just mentioned, there's going to be so much of these problems that are just going to hit us in the face without giving us time to react and think about it. And it is just having AI in general, this is always going to be a problem. A hard question to have is how much regulation and how do you enforce it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying there shouldn't be regulation and I'm not saying there should be. I just want to convey the information, let people think for themselves. But yeah, it's a very, very tough thing.
But I'm saying, like, if AI is being used to even interact now, how much of a big standpoint and how much of a serious standpoint is it being used on a day-to-day? Like, I'm even using it, you know?
Great question.
It helps. It does help. Like, grammatically, I'm not the greatest person at grammar, but it helps me in my job. It helps me writing emails, complaints, things like that. The crazy part is that it's learning from me to the point where that's what scares me. Like, it doesn't know me, but the more and more I interact with it, it's going to know how I want it to come out.
Yes.
So that's the scary part, bro. That's what it terrifies me.
So think of, how social media, they build these recommendation algorithms that are basically, they create a digital version of you, what you like, to build these recommendation algorithms. So most of their recommendations hit and go with you. And what that means is they make the most money. That's what it translates to, just to speak very objectively. Think of that, just a recommendation algorithm that all the social media companies were dominating the world with.
Yeah.
Now take that to recommend you anything and to learn you, to take it to an absolute next level, unimaginable scale.